It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's a new episode of No Filter. And this episode has been sponsored by Kindred Media, producer of Kindred Cast, which I appeared upon a few months ago with my good friend Aria. If you want to see our interview, please check out the link below and subscribe to their YouTube channel. I'm very excited about today's episode for two reasons. First, I've known her since she was a baby. She was the sweetest and kindest and most polite girl I've ever met. Second, she has not done a lot of interviews, so I'm very honored that she agreed to sit down with me today and be on No Filter and gets to share it with us. In her short life, she has worked as an actress, a model, and she's now has an album coming out. And she's always been an activist and a feminist. She comes from a family dynasty of many performers, so I'm not surprised at any of her musical talents. I can't wait to see what she's got going and what she's doing and what she's going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and the only Paris Jackson. Paris!
That almost made me cry. That is the sweetest thing in the world.
Oh, bless you. How are you?
Good.
Where are you?
I'm in LA, my publicist's house, just hanging out. I'm feeling really good. How are you? You all right?
I'm good, and I cannot complain. And I know you've got lots that I want to get into with you of what you've been doing creatively, and I'm just like... So, first of all, how has this pandemic and this lockdown been for you?
I think it's been all right. It's given me a lot of time to let my creativity kind of just do its thing, especially kind of like towards the end of this lockdown and stuff. Just figuring out a smooth transition into like working again with the film and fashion industry opening up again, and just like figuring out how to maneuver that in a safe way.
But your passion is your music.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about the new album? What was your process? How did you work? What was your way of working?
I don't know. It kind of just like happened. I kind of just, like I said, let my creativity do its thing.
Yeah.
And the songs kind of just all came out. And then I went to a studio and got some demos done. And thanks to lockdown, my heroes were actually available to record with me. And normally they're on tour or working on their own stuff. And so Andy Hall and Robert McDowell from Manchester Orchestra helped me with my album. And it was a really quick turnaround. We recorded it last, like end of August, early September, within like 2.5 weeks. And then it was released November 13th. And it seems to be doing well. We've had 2 music videos come out over the last couple months. And
what's the title? Can you tell us what's the title of the album so everyone can
called,
download this album, folks?
Yeah, it's called Wilted. It's very near and dear to my heart. It was a concept record. Yeah, it's my baby. It's a great first step, and I'm just already planning what I'm going to do next, you know.
Booked and busy, Paris. Booked and busy. Now, like we always say on No Filter, let's start from the beginning. So, where were you born? Where were you brought up?
I was conceived in Paris, from what I've been told, which is part of why I was named Paris. Born in LA, California, and was kind of raised everywhere. But I mean, we spent a few years up north in like Solvang, Santa Barbara area. But I was raised kind of everywhere, like the East Coast, the South, the UK, Europe, the Middle East. Like we grew up everywhere.
When I've gotten the pleasure to be with you, what I've always seen is your intelligence level is on another planet, because you've traveled, you see that you're worldly. There's these little things you're saying, you'll be like, you can see she traveled and she lived in that country, you can see she lived in that country. And that's just, you know, to obtain all of that is incredible. It really is. I'm all for traveling, and I really cannot wait to really get back to traveling, because I love to explore.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. It was definitely a blessing and a privilege to be able to like experience so much at a young age. And my dad was really good about making sure we were cultured, making sure we were educated, and not just showing us like the glitz and glam and like hotel hopping 5-star places, but it was also like we saw everything, and we saw third world countries, and we saw like every part of the spectrum.
What was good, how the other life lived, and that. I think for me that's so important, because you can teach that through books, but it's if you can see it, there's nothing more valuable than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I try to remember I know the last one when I first met you, and you were definitely very little. I try to remember. You were very little, but you were so sweet, so polite. Cannot remember exactly the place. It definitely was in LA, but I think you offered me cakes. That's what I remember. Lovely little cakes. Tell me, how do you feel about the fashion world? I just saw your great new campaign that you've done with Stella McCartney about sustainability, and love that. And I know that you're very much about that. Explain to me first about that, and then what you feel about our fashion world.
Well, that is honestly like a dream job of mine. I look up to Stella a lot. She's been an incredible, like, just force in the fashion world, and just like as a human being, as an activist, and to be able to take such like an amazing brand and all this like awesome art and make it sustainable and make it good for the environment and make it, it's just completely something else. And to be, you know, I've written about it, to be on the right side of change and to do what I love, which is, you know, modeling, acting, music, and then to also tie that into the activism. It's like, you can't really get much better than that.
Yeah, it's true. And it's great to be able to give back. I consider you like an earth mother. When your energy is that you see that you care, that you care about the environment, you care about the way things are done. That's who you are. That's what you stand for. It's a perfect match, the two of you. Tell me, what do you like about modeling?
You know, when I first did it, I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I first started modeling, I didn't understand fashion at all, and a big part of me still doesn't. But it was like, in my head, I was like, what's the quickest way for me to grow my platform, to gain a big following, so I can like make a difference, so I can say, hey guys, check out what's going on in Syria. Hey guys, sign this petition. Hey guys, check out like this animal rights movement I'm working on, and people will pay attention. It's like, what's the quickest way I can get to that point? And I'd been told for a really long time that like with my height and my like, I guess, genetic makeup that
Excuse me, my darling, and your beautiful face.
But yeah, so I decided to finally take that advice and start modeling, and I feel like I felt at the time that would be the most effective and quickest way to grow a platform, so I could use it for good. And in the process, in the last like several years of doing it, I started like really understanding some of the art behind it, especially when it comes to designers like Stella McCartney and like Lee Alexander McQueen, who I'm a huge fan of, and seeing that it's not just about like.
I could see you and Lee absolutely sitting down and having tea. I could see that. He's a great man, great man.
But it's cool to be able to not just see it for like the glitz and the glam and like all this stuff.
And how was it for you walking in Jean-Paul Gaultier? Actually, Jean-Paul was on 2 weeks ago, and I've known him since I was 16. How was that walking in his last show of his 50 years in the business?
I'm pretty sure I cried when I got the casting and was told that I was like, I showed up, I walked in things, I was like, this is what I do. And then they're like, yeah, I think they never actually gave me a confirmation that I was doing it. I showed up, I did the casting, and then they're just like, cool, see you tomorrow. And I like went downstairs and I like looked at my manager. I was like, I think I got it. And we both like, screamed, and it was just like, it's an honor. It really is an honor. You know, I've been told no at castings before, and it's pretty crushing. But that was just like.
Jean-Paul that's a great one to do.
That was a night that's going to go down in history, you know?
Yes.
So,
and he's a great one because he's always stayed true to who he is. And he's never been about the conventional model. I mean, what is the conventional model anyway?
Mm-hmm.
But you're so sweet. Castings, Paris. You shouldn't be doing castings. They know who you are. They know who you are. If they want you, they want you. They shouldn't be doing, you shouldn't be doing castings, but that's very sweet of you.
I'm also a full believer that I should earn everything.
I get you.
I need to, I'm not
You
just
need to know
walk
you're doing the right stones, stepping stones.
I go to auditions, I work hard, I study scripts, I do my thing, and it's even growing up, it was about earning stuff. If we wanted 5 toys from FAO Schwartz or Toys R Us, we had to read 5 books. It's about earning it, not just being entitled to certain things or thinking, oh, I got this. It's like working for it, working hard for it. It's something else entirely when it's an accomplishment.
It's an accomplishment, and it's instilled in the way you grew up. And with that, I can identify with you, because when I was growing up, if I wanted pocket money, I had to sweep the stairs. On weekends, we had chores. If I wanted to go up to a concert, I had to save my pocket money. So I remember saving for £25 in 1984, saving up to buy my Live Aid ticket. And I wanted to go to support Live Aid, and I wanted my money to go towards these young babies in Africa that I'd seen that Bob Geldof was supporting and be part of this awareness. I just wanted to be one of those people in the 72,000 people in Wembley Arena. So I do understand very much about what you're saying, and it is the right way. Good on you. With that, after Jean Paul and the runway, once we're back into the world of non-COVID, do you feel you'd like to go back to Paris and do some more shows, or even Milan, even New York?
It would be a dream to go to Milan. I still have not been. I still have not been to many shows out there. I haven't been to any shows in Milan, I don't think. But I feel like a very big portion of my heart will always live in Paris. I feel like it's my second home.
Now, I know we have so many wonderful friends we share in common, like Kathy Hilton, like Paris and Nikki. And Kathy has always told me how great a friend she was with your dad, and how they both said they were going to name their daughters Paris, which you both are. And also great friends. Are you also acting? Because we've been in the show, we've been in the same show, but not at the same time, at Star. And I thought you were great on Star.
Thank you.
Is there any preference of the two, or are you just going to go with the flow?
I just want to always go with the flow. I love them both for very different reasons. There's definitely a part of me that feels a little more alive when I'm acting. But music will always be number one.
I can't wait to see a gig. I can't wait to, I miss concerts. Don't you miss them?
So much.
I miss them.
So much. That's the biggest part of this whole lockdown thing that has really, I feel like, taken a bit of a toll on me is not being able to go to live shows or perform. I was talking to my friend Andy yesterday, who I did the album with, and we were just chatting on the phone, and he's, him and his band are talking about tour dates and stuff, and he's a little nervous, but we talked about how much I do miss performing, but it's something else entirely, like going and seeing like one of your favorite bands perform, and just like the energy of the crowd and
the energy.
And
you have to be together with the crowd to feel it.
Right.
You really do. I'm there with you on that. I am. Now, you come from an incredible dynasty family of music. I mean, what influence has your family and your father's music had on you to take you to your now musical journey that you are doing?
Well, I'm obviously a fan of his music. Like I've been asked this before, and I answer honestly. I know all the lyrics to all of his songs, and I will definitely jam out to them. But I feel like when it comes to influences, I feel like every part of my childhood will always influence how I am today, whether it's like experiences or like all of the music we listen to. Because I know you kind of got to know my father a little bit, so I'm sure you knew that he loved classical music and jazz and hip hop and R&B, and obviously the Motown stuff, but also like radio's top 40. He loved rock music, soft rock, the Beatles, so we grew up around all of that, and I feel like all of that somehow influences my stuff. And if you listen to my album, even there's some movie soundtrack like influences as well, like Hans Zimmer and Danny Elfman, as well as like rock bands like Radiohead and Manchester Orchestra.
Yeah, love Danny Elfman and love Radiohead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, music makes me dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you say, it describes different parts of my life. And I also, my musical taste, my genre is all over, it's eclectic. Because I grew up classical because of ballet. And I love classical. I love blues because you hear the strife that people went through, that have, you know, just their life basically. And just happiness and joy. I mean, I don't think I could ever live without music. Last week I got back into my Brazilian phase where I'm just playing bossa nova. I wanted to have a bossa nova a few days. First music I think I ever heard was reggae. Bob Marley's a huge influence in my family. And every weekend we had reggae. There was a lunchtime radio station that played reggae. So it was like we had speakers on the steps, speakers all over the house. It was reggae blowing, but not just from our household, all of the households on the block. So absolutely, it is very important. It's my mood, it's my everything. So now, Paris, any plans to do any products to do with sustainability and the things that you love? I mean, you're working and doing stuff with other people's brands, but what about doing something on your own?
You know, it is crossed my mind, for sure. It would be cool to do that, and I would love to do that. But also another part of me feels a little more inclined to, if I'm going to do that, to mix it with bringing up smaller businesses and home businesses and mom and pop shops, and like say I get like a website or something, I'm gonna want to have other people's products on there. People that make stuff at home, whether it be candles or essential oils or like alternative wellness products.
Wellness is important to you, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
And I'm about the oils too. Cannot leave my house without putting on my oils. Just cannot. It's smelling and essential oils is so important to one. A lot of people say to me, why can't I'm like, I just cannot. That's just me. If you know me, you know that the oils is part of my life. Yeah. So you would want a platform where you would have your own plus others too.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most effective way to go, especially when it comes to the whole point of my platform, like I talked about earlier. Like, it's
who you are.
Like me. It's like, what's the point of this if I can't share it? If I can't bring other people up, like, what's the point? I don't need it, you know.
I feel like right now the wellness is more important than ever before, because I feel like people need to find this balance. People are saying that mental illness is going to be the next epidemic. So wellness now is so important. And I can tell with you, it's not just now. You've always been about that. Anything that just makes you feel good, do it. If it's the oil, and it's simple things. It's nothing complicated on top of that. I have to share some of my oils with you. They're not my oils, but they're ones I use. You might like some of them.
When I get home after this, I'll text you a picture or something.
Okay. I think you might like some of them. With the album, what's next? Any future? I know there's some future products you're doing that you cannot speak about. But any future things of now planning the next album? I saw that something you did a few months ago, which was very special, a very special video that you had put out on your Instagram.
That was my first music video it was like the first single of the album, Let Down. That was a really fun music video. Eli Roth collaborated with us on that, which was like another dream bucket list thing.
Another dream tick there.
There was like some blood in there, a little bit of gore.
Yes.
That was really fun. We actually shot that all in one night.
All in one night?
All in one night. It was a 14, 15-hour thing. Yeah, overnight shoot. I didn't get home until like 9 a.m.
What I see is with you is determination, drive, and dedication to what you do. And that's what, so I mean, that's for me, I call it the 3 Ds that we all say here on No Filter. I love all your tattoos. Tell me, when was your first tattoo? What age were you when you did your very first tattoo? And what was the very first tattoo, may we ask?
I was a few years under age, which I do not recommend It's a bit hypocritical of me, but I don't suggest people get tattoos before they're 18. One of my first ones is an alien that I have right here, as well as my dad's birthday. I'm not sure which one came first. Maybe my dad's birthday.
But you've got like so many beautiful ones that I've seen. And I don't want you to, yeah. I love this one that goes down here.
Well,
I'm a voyeur because I like looking at other people's. I actually don't have any Paris, but I like this one that goes down here. I like this.
Thank you. This is one of my favorite bands, Explosions in the Sky. They're very similar. They've done some movie soundtracks. They're a very like instrumental band that I love a lot.
Now, talking of your favorite bands, what other bands influence you? What other bands do you like? Your other dream bands, the bands you want to work with in the future?
I'm a massive fan of Radiohead.
Which one?
No, Radiohead. I mean, my like phone case.
No, Radiohead they're amazing.
They're next level. It would be a dream of mine to just, have mine and Tom York's vocals together at some point. That's like a really big dream of mine. But I'm also a massive fan of like Granddaddy. That's a huge influence of mine. I love like singer-songwriter stuff like Damien Rice, Ray LaMontagne, Gregory Alan Isakov. Soft rock bands like the Eagles, like old school stuff.
Yeah.
Mac, the Beatles, Rolling Stones. Really, really everything. I need to put together like public playlists for people because it's my music taste is all over.
It's broad. It's big.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. I'm all those that you just said. I don't know Granddaddy. I have to be honest. I don't. So there's a few there that you've said that I'm now going to have to go down and download. Every time I do No Filter, I'm learning something new too. So when in your process, do you write on your own or do you write with someone?
Initially, I write on my own, and then once I've got like a solid demo, I'll like go and meet with someone else. Like with the album, there were a few songs that we left exactly the same and didn't change anything about how I wrote them. Yeah. Some songs where we just changed the arrangement. There was one song where we completely rewrote together, Andy and I, and then another song where like he wrote his verse, I wrote my verse, and then we worked on the harmonies together.
Wrote it together. Yeah,
it's kind of just whatever the vibe is.
Any favorite places that you like to record? Example, back in the day, and I haven't seen her for years, I used to be very good friends with Dior. And I remember there was one album that she recorded in a friend, Lenny Hooper, the producer from London, like in the bathroom for sound on Venus is a Boy's album. So is there anything like that, certain places, a certain sound that you like to get a vibe on and in?
I don't know. Anywhere, it just needs to be dark. Like, if it's in a studio in LA or if it's at like Andy's studio in Georgia, like we just turn all the lights off when I'm singing.
Candles.
When I'm writing, I prefer to be in my room with my guitar if I'm writing.
And so you play the guitar, any other instruments?
Mainly just guitar. I know a little bit on bass and a little bit on piano. I mean, I can play like a standard AC/DC beat on the drums, but
I can't play anything. But I admire you all the
You ever sing?
I tried piano when I was younger. My teacher passed and I never followed up through and finding another teacher, but it's such an elegant and beautiful instrument to play. And I admire all creativity, drawing, playing instruments. These are all amazing things I'm not good at, but I admire so much those that I can. So now, Paris. Where are we going from here? We've got a lot going. So you've got more singles coming off the album. So does that mean more videos are going to be happening?
I don't know. Right now, I'm just planning on like what I'm gonna do next with music. I mean, the album's out. Some singles were out off of that, and music videos from that. I think now it's just time to let it go and move on to the next thing. Maybe another album. Maybe a few more like new singles. I'm not sure yet.
Well, I hope that we're going to be seeing you on the screen again too, because I love your acting. It's honest. We're just seeing you on Stars. I really felt that you were that character. So I hope that's going to be happening again. And I look forward to seeing, I want some of your wellness. I want your vibe. We want your vibe. We want that Earth Mama vibe that you bring out from you to us. We want that. We need that right now.
I'll send you a list of some stuff that I have.
Package it up and send it all over. So is there anything else today that you want to talk about in your life that you're doing, that you want to promote, or anything that you want to say to the audience? I look forward to seeing you. I mean, I would love one thing. I'd love to be able to say that we did a fashion show together before. I mean, I'm 50, so I don't know how many more fashion shows I'm going to be doing, but I'm not done yet, but I would love to be able to do one with you. That would be a lot of fun.
That would be an honor. I would absolutely love to do that with you.
I hope that I can be in Milan when you're in Milan for your first time, because Milan is fun. The shows are fun in Milan.
Let's manifest it. Let's make it happen.
Let's manifest it. I mean, I think now that the designer is going to see that you want to be in Milan, I don't think that's going to be a problem. It has to be a show that you like. And obviously I know when you pick the brand, you pick a brand that you respect and that stands for the things you believe in, which is correct. Hence Stella, that's why you're working with Stella. Obviously, I knew your dad and loved your dad very much, respected your dad. It was a hero of mine. I never thought I would be ever doing a video with your dad. I just would pinch myself. I remember pinching myself like, am I really here? Is this really happening? It was just such an incredible experience. And getting to know him the little that I did, that was also an amazing experience. And his honesty, that's what I loved about him with me, his honesty. Naomi, you should try that. Naomi, you should try that. I was like, really? You think so? Always honest, always encouraging, very encouraging. And I treasure that so much always.
You remind me of him a little bit. Your professionalism, the way you carry yourself, and like the grace that you have. So similar in that way.
And I'm very, very proud of you and what you're doing. From knowing you and your little girl, to see where you've grown into, I'm very proud of you. Proud of what you've become. Proud of what you're going. So excited for your future and all that's out there for you. And very proud of your work ethic. Very proud of your work ethic, your discipline, your wanting to earn your stripes. It's the way to do it. No one can take anything away from you when you do it that way. You earned them. They're yours.
That means a lot to me, more than you know.
I'm so grateful and honored that you could take the time to be here on No Filter.
Thank you for having me.
And everyone, please get out there and download Paris's new album. Support our sister.
Thank you.
And I wish you an amazing day. And I will be out there soon. Be out your way very soon. I will text you.
Please
and I want to share. I also want to send you the oils that I use as well. I want to share them with you.
Yeah.
Have a blessed day. I love you lots. And I thank you for being here today on No Filter.
Thank you for having me. Have a good one.
Thank you, my sweetheart. God bless. I love seeing all these talented young people grow up and do all these incredible things. I knew her father, and I knew her as a baby. And I look at her now, and I'm just so, so proud. Thank you for joining us today. Please like the video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And with that, I say, brown girls,